The shouts and laughter from the earlier packed crowd slowly faded after the call for closing time from one bartender, his voice somehow carrying over the noise. Wet lines of sweat streaked the back of my neck, making me regret leaving my long, dark hair down as I hurried to help close the remaining tabs for the impatient customers who were clearly eager to move on to a different location to keep drinking. Blowing out a hard breath to move a wayward lock of hair from my eyes, I slapped a credit card slip and the accompanying card on the sticky bar top in front of a customer before turning back to the register, though her annoying high-pitched tone stopped me halfway. "Do you, have a pen?" the tall blonde girl whined, snapping her fingers in my direction, as if she were getting a dog's attention. A male chuckle met my ears as I stretched to grab one that lay on top of the bar a few stools down. I shot Kyle an eye roll with a smirk before slapping the pen into the girl's waiting palm. "Busy tonight?" Kyle commented. Oh, that smile that made my knees weak, pulling up his cheeks. "Always," I responded. Grabbing a clean cloth from beneath the bar, I picked up a few empty glasses and wiped away the water left behind. "Glad you could make it." My heart raced, admitting that out loud. I met him 2 weeks ago, right here in this bar, when he came in as a customer one night, and I started looking forward to seeing his friendly face while working these crazy shifts. I'd never worked at a bar before, and had only been here as a barback since school let out in May. Until he showed up, I felt like I was drowning. The past several shifts, he'd perched along the bar, sipping his drink, watching and sometimes chatting with me when I had a brief second. He distracted me by his presence alone, which helped me feel not so overwhelmed by the constant swell of obnoxious college kids who loved this dive bar. I shouldn't say kids, considering they were around my age after all, but it wasn't their age that had me calling them kids in my mind. The college in the growing town of Waco, Texas, was stuffed with students who had families bankrolling them. Hell, had families supporting them, which showed in the way they treated those of us behind the bar and how they spent money like they had zero financial concerns. Not like me. Growing up in the foster system aged me, which was why they seemed so young, or maybe I felt way older in my soul than 22. So, yeah, my birth date might state I was the same age as those I was surrounded by here and in my college classes, but in my mind, in my heart, I was basically ancient. I'd seen too much while being bounced around from one foster home to the next before aging out of the system. I would have ended up like so many of those in my situation, alone and lost with no help to make something of myself, if it weren't for an amazing guidance counselor my senior year. She had worked with me for months, helping me apply to various colleges, taking advantage of every grant and scholarship available to people like me. That was how I landed here, in Waco, with a full-ride scholarship, which was amazing, but that didn't pay for everyday necessities, so I worked 2 jobs during the summer to help bridge that financial gap. Sleep didn't matter when I needed to earn the money now, so I didn't have to work during the school year. Then I'd put all my focus on taking as many hours as possible and making good grades. I wasn't one of those kids who learning came naturally. I worked hard to maintain my 3.5 GPA and was damn proud of what I'd done so far. Hard work and perseverance got me this far in life and would keep me pushing forward. "What do you say we hang out tonight?" My fingers tightened around the clean pint glasses I was stacking beneath the bar. Gaze locked on the floor mats, I swallowed, giving me a second to process Kyle's words. Words he'd never said before. Sure, we flirted some, and I was attracted to him. Okay, maybe not attracted, but he was interested in me, which made him attractive. It sounded terrible, and it probably was, but I'd never had a guy show interest like this. Hell, I'd never even been kissed. But now this nice guy wanted to hang out. With me. Yeah, Kyle was a little on the scrawny side, but that didn't mean anything, did it? For the first time, someone was actively pursuing me. He didn't make my heart race or my palms sweat, but he made me feel special, wanted.